Hello and welcome to another episode of the Monroe Method Clancast. This is episode number 14. I feel it's like cheating a little bit calling this an episode because really it's just going to be a very quick rundown of what's involved in our 6-week challenge. Now you're going to hear my mouse clicking a little bit because I am going to go to the private challenge group. Just so that I can read through the criteria and make sure I don't miss anything as I go through. So very quickly, when you become a member of Clan Monroe to work with us, you have two options. You can become a Clan Monroe only member, which is the non-coaching option. Now that costs £10 per month, and you basically get access to the plan that all of our members are following, right? So the difference is, you're probably, you're more or less left to your own devices. You are someone that is confident that as long as you have access to the information and the community, you will be able to implement that on your own without the accountability, without the support, and without the guidance of myself and my co-coach, Louise, right? So that's why that only costs £10 a month. So that gains you access to the Clan Monroe Facebook group where basically the Monroe Method, I hate calling it a plan, but no, let's call it a method. Let's not call it a plan. Where my method is located, you have access to our back catalogue, our endless back catalogue of live chats, special guest live chats covering countless relevant topics. Our daily posts, which if you ever read any of our testimonials, you will see there is a recurring theme in the testimonials that the daily posts are the big thing. They're what most people found invaluable about their time working with us. Recipes, etc. Right? So you basically get access to everything except checking in with myself or Louise. So that's £10 a month. The other option, the second private Facebook group that we have is our one-to-one group coaching option. Now that goes from £10 a month to £40 a month. It increases by £30 a month to £40 a month. Now the reason that one is more expensive is because you are getting my one-to-one professional time, my help, my support, my guidance, as much of it as you need. You will check in with us on a fortnightly basis because a week is just, for me, a week is just far too short a time to be checking on people's progress. Not much happens in a week, but we will have these fortnightly check-ins where you will fill in a check-in template. You will submit some screenshots to support your check-in template, and myself and my co-coach Louise, not both of us at the same time, we'll take a look at it. We will pre-record feedback and talk you through where you could be improving, what's going well, what's not, and then absolutely anything that you need our help with, we will help you. Now, this video feedback ranges from anything to 5-10 minutes if someone's doing really well or if it's a brief check-in. But most of my feedback videos are between like 20, the kind of maximum's like 35 minutes. But if that's what someone needs, then that's what someone needs. If there are many parts to something or there's something quite complex that we need to discuss and go over, then that's what it takes. I am there for as much as that person needs me, okay? Now, our challenges that we run are only open to one-to-one group coaching memberships. So basically, it's only open to the people that are on the £40 a month membership for a couple of reasons. The main one being, I want to be directly involved. It's unlikely that someone that is just on a Clan Monroe membership is going to be able to implement everything by themselves and kind of be in line with the criteria for the challenge, which I'll talk about in a moment. People that join us on the Clan Monroe membership, they tend not to be as on the ball as our one-to-one members, right? Because they don't have that accountability. There isn't any urgency. They're left to their own devices. They don't give it the same kind of level of effort that our one-to-one members do, which is why many of them will upgrade their memberships to the one-to-one group. The second thing is the sheer value of the prizes involved, right? So we'll go through the prizes and then I'll talk about, what it is that you actually do to be in the running to win one of these. So there are always 3 cash prizes: £100, £75, £50. These come in the form of a refund of your joining fee or your membership. Like, we have people obviously that have been with us for quite a few months. I'll go through their payments, I'll refund them to the total value of the cash prize. Other prizes, we have 5 times 1 month free memberships. So if you join on the £40 a month, you could win a 3 months membership pack. 3 times 1 book from our reading list. We have a reading list of kind of recommended books that I've read over the years that I think are helpful. I'll give away books of those. Now, you can only win 1 prize from that selection. So this is a little bit complicated because I've changed the criteria of the challenge. So there are actually 2 prize draws this time. So that was the first prize draw. The 3 cash prizes: 5 times 1 month free memberships, 3 times books, 3 times 1 book from a reading list. Then we have the second prize draw, which is, in that one, is a lifetime free membership, 2 times 1 month free memberships, and 2 times 1 book from a reading list. So 5 prizes in that one, 8, 9, 10, 11 prizes in the other one. There is also a third prize draw. Now, this will only be relevant if you listen to this in the next couple of days, because enrollments for the challenge close on Friday. So right now, when I'm recording this, it's 10 a.m. on Wednesday, the 1st of June. Enrollments for the challenge close at midnight on Friday, the 3rd of June. If you join us for the challenge and you join us on the committed investor option, now that's basically the one-to-one group usually costs £40 a month. I create this thing called the committed investor, where if you commit to working with us for a minimum of 3 months and you pay that in advance, you get a 20% discount. So 3 months should work out at £120. If you do the committed investor option, it works out at £96. So each month costs £32 instead of £40. And when you consider the difference between that and the Clan Monroe group, it's, next to nothing, based on the fact you're going to get unlimited personal support from myself and my co-coach Louise. So let me dive into the criteria, then I'll explain the reasons for the difference in the 2 prize draws. Traditionally, this is a new challenge. Traditionally, previous challenges have been 8-week challenges. Now, for this challenge, I was thinking of ways that I could make it easier, more achievable. I wanted more people to be in the prize draws at the end, because the last challenge, I think there was like 25 prizes and there was only 22 people made it to the prize draws. So everyone won a prize, which was cool, but too many people kind of fell away during the challenge. So this one, I have reduced the duration to 6 weeks, a straight 6 weeks, right? The enrollment period opened on Friday the 27th of May. The enrollment period will close on midnight Friday the 3rd of June. The challenge itself begins on Monday the 5th of June and will end at midnight on Sunday the 17th of July. So that's it, 6 weeks, 6 for summer. I wanted to create a challenge that would run for 6 weeks on the run up to summer. I'm pretty sure the English, my kind of clientele, I suppose, are predominantly English, people from Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and around the world actually. But I did have a look at what the English school holidays was, because the Scottish ones do start pretty early, and I kind of settled on these dates. And in that way, the challenge is over and people can relax and chill out and enjoy the summer, having made explosive progress during the 6 weeks. So the challenge ends at midnight on Sunday the 17th of July. And then we have the end of challenge review, where we give you a period of time to submit your end of challenge stuff, which I'll talk about in a second. And I leave that open until midnight on Sunday the 31st of July. And in the first week of August, we shall have our awards ceremony. Prize draw type thing. Now, I didn't actually finish telling you about the third prize draw, or did I? No, I didn't. I dove into... I started talking about the committed investor and I stopped. So, to wrap that up, if you join us on the £96 option, on the 3-month option, the committed investor offer, between now and midnight on Friday, there will be a third prize draw at the end of this challenge for the people that do join us to take part and pay the £96. They'll go into a draw and one of you will win a full refund of that £96. So there you go. There's 3 prize draws at the end, and you might well be eligible for all of them. So let's talk about the challenge criteria. Then I'll tell you the reason for the difference in the two challenge-related prize draws. So the criteria is, as ever, effort focused. This is not a Biggest Loser competition. This is not a fucking awful who's got the best before and after picture competition, which I've seen. We're not putting your pictures before panels of judges. Nothing like that. This is an effort-focused challenge. I am all about efforts. If you've followed me for any length of time, if you've listened to these episodes, if you've followed me on Instagram, you will know that I always talk about your weight being the end result of a number of other things. The reason I created these challenges is because I know that when I incentivize something, I can sharpen someone's focus and make them super focused on the process. The more focused you are on the process, and it has to be the right process, right? Not Slimming World, not Weight Watchers, where you can be #100% on plan and still have a gain. Our process, I know that when you completely focus on the few things that we ask you to do, the results will be astronomical. The more effort you put into the process, the greater your results will be. So as ever, this is an effort-focused challenge, because when you focus on the efforts, the results are pretty much guaranteed. I'm reading from my criteria here. So my hope with these challenges is that you spend the next 6 weeks creating a solid set of habits that you will continue with long after the challenge is ended, that will see you not only achieve your long-term goal, but make sure you know how to stay there too. That's the other thing as well. I want to create this kind of, how they say that habits are formed over time, and I don't want to attach certain days to it because I don't know what the science is behind it or the research is, but it takes X number of days to create a habit, blah, blah, blah. If I can get someone doing something every day consecutively for 6 weeks, I dare you not to have turned some of that into a habit, right? You cannot do something on a daily basis for 6 weeks and it not become a part of your day. So this is a great opportunity to develop at least the foundations for some great habits that you can carry on mostly with long after this. This is all about benefiting you. So here is what is involved, okay? To qualify for the prize draws at the end, you must make some form of progress that aligns with your goals and matches your tracking. Now, as I said, this is an effort-focused challenge, but there has to be a level of proof involved, I suppose. If someone shows me screenshots and tracking that says they should have lost, 10 pounds in 6 weeks, and their results tell me that they've not lost any weight, then their tracking's nonsense, right? So those people wouldn't qualify. So as well as the few things I'm going to mention, you must have made some form of progress towards your goal by the end, right? You can't get to the end, not have any measurement changes, not have had any weight changes, and not have had any photo changes. Because if that's the case, then it's because your efforts haven't been there, regardless of what your tracking has said. So here's the criteria. Full daily tracking in MyFitnessPal or NutriCheck. I should have put NutriCheck in here. I'll need to edit that. Meaning that your MyFitnessPal or NutriCheck diary must be filled in 7 days a week. Not only that, it will have to be accurate because, as I said, if we get to the end of the challenge and you have not made a level of progress that reflects what you've been tracking, then you wouldn't make it to the prize draws. Macros. Now, for those that don't know, the only thing we really do with macros is set a minimum protein goal, Again, we set a calorie range. I create a very flexible tracking approach. There are no restrictions. You can consume as many calories as you want. We just suggest a range that you might want to stick to. So, let's say someone's burning 2,300 calories a day. We would say, right, if you work to a range of 16 to 1,800 per day, here is your minimum protein goal. That's it. We also have the encouragement of fiber. Now, fiber is a big deal, but it's only a big deal because of what's contained within the foods that contain fiber. So we give our members a fiber goal, a recommendation, not necessarily a goal. It's a recommendation where adults should be consuming between 30 to 50 grams a day. That's what the science tells us. Most adults in the UK are consuming levels matched with those of 2 to 5-year-old children, which is 15 grams per day. That's the kind of statistics. For this challenge, I ask everyone to work to a minimum fiber goal of 20 grams per day. It used to be 30, then I brought it down to 25, now I've brought it down to 20, and I will not be going any lower than that. 20 is realistic for someone in a calorie deficit. Again, the reason for the fiber goal is, rather than tell someone that they have a vitamin C goal, a vitamin B goal, an iron goal, a vitamin D goal, a magnesium goal, an iron, all of these things, right? We say, here is your minimum fiber goal. Here are a ridiculous number of foods that contain fiber. If you incorporate some of these into your diet and keep it varied, then we don't need all the other stuff, right? So the whole point of the fiber goal is that it comes with the guidance that it should mostly come from plants, and it's those plants that contain the essential nutrients that our bodies need to remain healthy. So, full daily tracking in MyFitnessPal or NutriCheck. Meet or exceed your minimum protein and fiber goals on average across the week. Not every single day. Just make sure that on average, by the end of the week, they're there or over. Instagram post. This is optional. This never used to be optional. So I used to have, because these challenges are ran, I don't charge anything for them. These are just a complete bonus added extra where we throw, hundreds of pounds in prizes around. This is a complete extra. You're not paying anything else for this. It's all included as part of your membership. So I used to have this social media aspect, which was for my benefit, right? Every week, you would go to your Instagram account, not Facebook, your Instagram account, and you would create a weekly roundup of the challenge where you would create a collage of like 4 or 5, whatever many photos you wanted, just to show how your week was going, your favourite walk, your favourite meal, your favourite view, I don't know, anything, right? Your favourite snack, your favourite dessert, whatever the case, whatever, a day, a screenshot of your steps, anything. It doesn't have to be pictures of you or your body, like people always ask me in the Q&A post inside the challenge group. Do I need to post naked pictures of myself on Instagram? No. And don't post them in here either. It's a joke. People don't ask that. So that's now optional. And this is where the second prize draw came in, right? So I wanted to make a change to the Instagram aspect because it puts many people off. And I didn't want to take it out. So this is the reason that we have the 2 separate prize draws related to the challenge, right? So we have the cash prizes and the 3 cash prizes plus the 5 1-month free memberships and the 3 1-times book. Those are for everyone that makes it to the end of the challenge. For those that take part in the extra Instagram weekly collage, those are the ones in the secondary one where lifetime free membership, 2 times 1-month free memberships, 2 times book from a reading list. So if you do all of that, the basics plus the Instagram thing, you will go into both of those prize draws. You have 2 opportunities to win a prize. So that was my way of getting around the social media aspect, by making it optional and splitting the prizes up and making a separate prize draw for it. Now, the final part is a step goal. Now, this step goal is chosen by you. I do not tell you how many steps you should or should not be doing. When you enroll in the challenge, you take a moment to think. Here's the wording I use, right? Step goal. This is chosen by you. It should be realistically challenging. Take into consideration the time of year and what you can realistically achieve without making it too easy. And you must meet or exceed your weekly step goal. Now, this is not everybody must do 10k steps a day every single day, right? If you can do 10k steps a day on average, great. You would set a step goal of 70k. If you work from home and you have to, I don't know, whatever the case may be, right? Whatever is realistic. If it's 6, fine. If it's 7 a day, fine. But you have to make it realistically challenging. It should not be 2k steps a day, 3k steps a day because you've looked at your watch and that's what you're doing just now. It should be challenging. That's the whole purpose of this. We're challenging ourselves. And the last part was progress. By the end of the challenge, you should have made some form of progress that aligns with your goal. If your goal is fat loss, then you should have lost weight and seen a reduction in measurements, etc. That is it, people. So, daily tracking in MyFitnessPal or NutriCheck, meeting or exceeding your minimum protein and fiber goals within that tracking. Again, protein is something we set when you join the group. We don't set they are evidence-based guidelines. If anything, we set protein goals to the lower end of the range, unless someone specifically has a goal of building muscle, in which case we would account for that. Instagram, the optional part, create a weekly roundup with 3, 4, however many pictures, and just tagging 6 for summer, me, the Monroe method, etc. And then your step goal. That's it. Do that for 6 weeks. By the end of the challenge, everyone that has completed these few things by the end of the challenge will go into the draws. And depending on, we'll ask, did you do the social media thing? Yes or no. Everyone that says yes will go into that draw as well as the main draw. Everyone that didn't will just go into the main draw. And at the end of the challenge, we leave it open for a couple of weeks. So as I said, from Monday the 18th of July until Sunday the 31st of July, you will have 2 weeks to submit your end of challenge stats, which is basically, again, creating collages. So showing that if you create a collage with 6 pictures, just showing your calories page from MyFitnessPal or NutriCheck, just to show that you tracked every day. A collage with your nutrients pages for 6 weeks. You will post your before and after pictures, your measurements, and your steps. You can go into your Fitbit app or your Garmin app or your Apple Health app and you can actually set the dates and say, I would like to see my steps from this date to this date. And we'll just make sure that you've done it for the 6 weeks. And that's it. I will go live at the first week of August in the group. We'll have a big prize draw award ceremony type thing. And I will dish out all these prizes. And listen, if you don't win anything, then fuck me, you've just had 6 weeks of absolutely smashing it with laser-focused precision, and your results will be explosive. So that's it. Where are we? 23 minutes, cool. Okay, a nice brief episode. So, if you are not a member right now, head to monroemethod.com. Tap through until you get to the membership options. Make sure you join us on a 1-to-1 group membership. Remember, if you join us on the committed investor option, you will go into the 3rd prize draw along with the other people. There's not many in it at the moment, just a few. You can probably count on one hand how many there are right now. You will go into a draw to win a full refund of that £96. And that's it. I will see you on the inside. Any questions, jump on Instagram at Monroe_nutrition, or again, I only give this one out on here, my personal address, jason@monroenutrition.com. Reach out, ask me questions, but do it, my goodness, do it before a reasonable time on Friday, because I, like the rest of the UK, or most of the UK, is taking Thursday and Friday mostly off. When you own a business, you don't really get full days off, but I'll still be around, especially with it being the kind of run up to the challenge. Cool. See you next time.